Hello dear students, welcome back to EduHunt video lecture series. We are discussing about reproduction in animals, sexual reproduction in higher animals. In sexual reproduction, there are events, a series of events occur during reproduction. First of all, development of sex organs. Development of sex organs takes place right from the birth. That is, the sex organs differentiate, and we categorize the sex organs into primary sex organs and secondary sex organs or sexual characters. Primary sex organs or characters are related to the gametogenesis, production of gametes. And the secondary sexual characters or organs, they facilitate the movement of these sex cells and fusion of these sex cells. Let's discuss about the male reproductive system. How does it appears? In man, we know that there are a pair of testes that are the primary reproductive organ. In male, the size ranges from 4 to 5 centimeters and 2 to 3 centimeters in diameter. Both the testes are located in the small bag called scrotum, situated below and outside the abdominal cavity called the scrotum or scrotal sac. I'll show you the picture. Yes, this is the actual male reproductive system. Here you can see the scrotum. It is the scrotum, a sac-like structure. What we are talking about now, that is the scrotum, a sac-like structure. And then these are the testes, a pair of testes. They are actually involved in production of gametes, the testes. There are a pair of testes. They are present in the scrotal sac, and this is known as scrotum or scrotal sac. Because why they are present just below the abdomen and they never touch to the body? Why? Because the temperature of the scrotum is 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrades lesser than the body temperature, because body temperature is more than the temperature of the scrotum. So internally, scrotum is lined by dartos muscle. These are lined by dartos muscle and spermatic fascia. These are internally lined by dartos muscle, and here it is not mentioned, I think, and spermatic fascia. And dartos muscle helps in regulation of the temperature within the scrotum during cold season. During cold season, because of the contraction of these muscles, it contracts and it becomes contracted in cold, and during warm season it becomes relaxed. When the temperature is high, it gets relaxed, and when the temperature is lower, it decreases, it contracts. So cremaster muscles, they line inside the wall of the scrotal and inguinal canal region and help in elevation of the testes. These All things will be seen while showing the diagram. I'll show you the enlarged view of the section. And each testis is attached to the walls of the scrotal sac through flexible and elastic fibers. The fibers, these are very flexible and elastic in nature. That means they can contract and they can relax. And this group of fibers are called gubernaculum or mesorchium. The group of fibers which are attached, which are present on the wall of the scrotum and is attached to the testis. These are flexible and elastic. These are known as gubernaculum or mesorchium. Mesorchium or gubernaculum is a group of fibers. These are a group of fibers which are connected to the testis and scrotal wall of the scrotal sac. And each testis is attached in dorsal body wall of the abdominal cavity through a cord termed as the spermatic cord. To the dorsal side, it is attached dorsally with the help of a cord called spermatic cord. This cord is made up of elastin fibers and spermatic fascia. Just now we have seen spermatic fascia and dartus muscles. And the contraction of dartus muscles, they are sensitive to the temperature. They contract during cold season and they relax during warm when the temperature is more. And spermatic fascia and elastic fibers, these will make up the spermatic cord is made up of these things. And the contents of the cord are vas deferens, gonadal veins, gonadal arteries and veins. They supply blood to the testis, and nerves and lymphatics. All these things are connected to the testis. And during embryonic stage, that is after development, after fertilization, while it is yet to form, individual is yet to form. At that condition, during embryonic stage, testis develop in the abdominal cavity. This is the abdomen. In the abdominal cavity, the testis develop and they descend and to reach the scrotum at the time of birth. After birth only. After birth, not after birth. At the time of birth, they just penetrate, they just come down from the abdominal cavity, and when the testis does not descend to reach the scrotum, but they remain in the abdominal cavity, it is a disorder. At the time of birth, this condition is called undescended testis or cryptorchidism or undescended testis. The testis remain in the abdominal cavity. They never come down near the scrotum because they should come to the scrotum. They should lie in the scrotal wall. They should be enclosed by the scrotal wall, scrotal sac. Because as I said, there should be a temperature difference. At least 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade temperature must be lower. Here the temperature must be lesser than the body temperature. That is why they just present below the abdomen as a separate part. So before birth, they are present in the abdominal cavity. During birth, they come to the scrotal sac. Sometimes it is an abnormal thing. It will not come to the scrotal cavity or scrotal sac. They retain in the abdominal cavity, and the condition is said to be undescended testis or cryptorchidism. Cryptorchidism is a condition where the testis remain in the abdomen. Please remember this point. Put a star over here. It is important. Cryptorchidism. Cryptorchidism is an abnormal condition where the testis remains in the abdominal cavity. Even after birth also, they never reach the scrotal sac. Such testes cannot develop and function. Why? Because they are not present in the scrotal sac. They have a dysfunction, malfunctioning, and they may develop malignancy. They may be developing to malignancy. Scrotum is connected to the abdominal cavity through a passage termed as inguinal canal. The scrotum is not isolated one. It has a connection with the abdominal cavity, and the connection is known as inguinal canal. The connection is known as inguinal canal. Through this canal, the testes descend down into the scrotal sac at the time of birth. There is a junction, the canal that passes from the scrotal sac and the abdominal cavity. It is called the inguinal canal, and the testes descend down. It descends from the abdominal cavity into the scrotal sac with the help of through this cavity only, inguinal canal, through this canal, inguinal canal. And then spermatic cord in males passes through the inguinal canal. Spermatic cord, where it is. This is the actual male reproductive structure, where it is the scrotal sac, testis, and we have seen these are seminal vesicles through which the semen passes. This is the pore through which semen ejects. Yes, spermatic cord is there. Spermatic cord through which the sperm moves. It releases. Yes, this is regarding the male reproductive unit, that is testis. Testes are the male primary sex organs where they are present in the scrotal sac. Actually, before birth, they are present in the abdominal cavity, and during birth, they descend into the scrotal sac through the inguinal canal. The junction or the connection is established between the scrotal sac and the abdominal cavity through a canal called inguinal canal. And the scrotum has a wall, and there are various muscles, fibers, and these are elastic fibers, and they show contractions, and even muscles are there. They show contractions and relaxations. And ductus muscles, they show contractions and relaxations according to the change in the temperature in the surrounding environment. If the temperature is lesser, it is colder than before, then it contracts. And when the temperature is more, then it relaxes. So these are the changes that brought about by these ductus muscles that are present in the wall of the scrotal sac. And the remaining details I'll discuss in the next video. This is only the basic part of the primary sex organ of males. We'll see female reproductive system also. Female reproductive system and some other details of male reproductive system will be discussed in the next session. Goodbye.